So before we actually get into the bulk of this video, I'm actually going to sit down with the mic, with my actual proper microphone, and I'm going to tell you guys a bit about what I've experienced and things that I've learned along the way, launching these dropshipping products, these new ones in the midst of quarantine and COVID-19 and all that stuff. So I'm going to tell you guys all about that, but before I do that, I'm going to actually show you guys some of the stats for the store, just to show you guys how it's going so far. Okay, here's the stats so far today. So I've launched 2 products. This is actually the second one. So I had my very first product that ended up doing, this was like earlier in the year, ended up doing just over 16K in revenue. I've got a video on that, you can check that out if you want. These are my next 2 products. So the second product out of these 2 is actually doing better. It's a fitness product. These are just some visitors that I've got so far today. And this is for the week so far. So I've just changed that to when I first started this product, and that was on the 29th of March, so I've almost at the 2-week mark, so almost 2.5 K in revenue, which isn't too bad, and now we're starting to get profitable. But I'm going to talk to you guys a bit about what I've been doing about this. I'm not going to reveal the product just yet, like I said, but I'm going to gain some traction with this, and once I know that this product is starting to do really well, then I can show you guys all the ad sets and everything. And what I want to do first is just tell you guys a bit about the product and a bit about, all of this and things that I've run into during this COVID situation, and where I think it's going to go and what I've experienced so far. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to see if the mic actually works this time, so hopefully it does. But I'm just going to talk about my experiences so far. I've launched these 2 products. Well, I launched 1 product. It was a dental product. If you didn't know, the last successful product I had was in the dental niche. So I thought, okay, I'll try and launch a dental product. And I'll talk to you about like the things that I've run into, the problems that I've come across, sort of like little hurdles that I've had to deal with so far, and what you guys should look out for, because I still think that dropshipping is a very viable option, probably even more so now with all this COVID stuff. So I'll tell you guys what's happened basically from the start. So in terms of scaling, it's actually been really good. The sales, the sales have slowly started to go up. You can see I'll put a screenshot somewhere around here. That's why I'm leaving this space. I'll put all the screenshots here. You'll see that it's slowly started to go up, and that's a good thing. And it started off with, I think, the first week, and this was pretty predictable. Started off with the first week being not profitable, or at least around break even. I think got to the point where it's probably around $200, maybe $250 down, which is fine. I sort of expected that's kind of what happened on my first product, because what happens is you start to scale your ads, you start to get rid of the ones that are underperforming, you up the budget on the ones that are performing, because I had about 5 different ad sets that were running at the time. I think now I've got about 3 or 4, and I'm just upping the budget on the ones that are profitable and killing the ones that aren't, try and duplicate even the ones that are profitable. And yeah, just go from there and just keep trying to scale, because what you're trying to do is minimize the spend while maximizing the profit. So that's what I'm trying to do with that. So I started my first dental product, in that dental niche. I started, well, obviously the second product in that niche, and I tried to scale that. And then I thought, okay, well, look, even though if it might be considered maybe a fad, I want to see what it's like selling a sort of home workout sort of product. And I had a look online, and by the way, I'm not using AliExpress, and I'll tell you guys why in a second. I'm actually using Zendrop, which was previously known as Silk Road. So I've had a look on sites like there's Dropship Zone, which was an Aussie site. There was Salehoo, I think that's how you say it, Salehoo. I ended up signing up to that. I'm actually going to get a refund for that, because the prices are ridiculous. Like, I thought that with the conversion rate that the prices on Zendrop, they're a little bit higher, but they're still reasonable. You can get some decent profit out of it. The ones that are on Dropship Zone, like Dropship Zone basically has all this stuff out of stock anyway, but the ones that are on Salehoo, the prices are ridiculous. Like, they're equal to, if not more, than what you actually sell the product for. So I don't know how people are still making profit on this. So that I didn't see that as viable myself, so I stayed with Zendrop, and I'll tell you guys a bit more about that in a second. So I launched my first product, and then after that, I said to myself, yeah, okay, I want to launch one in the fitness niche, and I hadn't really sold a fitness product before, but I had the general idea of what I could target. I put up another, I think it was like 4 or 5 ad sets, and I ended up getting, I think it was like 3 sales in the first day on that product. And I think I sold like, the product was going for about $45, I think a bit higher, and ended up spending like $50 for the day in ads and, cost of goods, when that factored into it, plus ad spend, I think I ended up like breaking even on the first day, maybe even a bit profitable. Now with this product now, I think it's about the 4th day into it, the 4th or 5th day, probably the 4th day into selling the second product. I had a look today, woke up to 4 sales of that product this morning. Profit on that was like $75 already for the morning. So that was going well. Now, I'm going to tell you guys some of the road bumps that I've run into more recently. Now, I haven't experienced anything bad with orders. The orders seem to be getting fulfilled quite easily. Like what I mean by that is I fulfill the orders, I pay for them, and then they seem to be processed and fulfilled and sent out pretty quickly. Now, I had a look when I first saw the shipping times, because these are still Chinese suppliers that they're sourcing, and I had a look, and this is going to factor into why I'm not using AliExpress. So I had a look at their shipments to Australia, and it said 6 to 17 days, and I was like, okay, sweet, that's pretty good. And for the last, up until basically today, I was under the assumption that it was 6 to 17 days. So I put that on my site. I'm always transparent with the customers on the site. And I was like, cool, this isn't too bad, it might even get up to 20 days. So I had a look on there today, and I noticed that there was probably had been there before, but I was just I just hadn't realized it. There was a message notice about COVID-19 and about how it was going to affect Zendrop. I was like, okay, I'll click into this, and I realized that international shipping, so US shipping was still around sort of like the 6 to 17 day sort of window, which was the extended period of time. Usually it's faster than that. Usually it's 5 to 7 days. But I realized that the international shipping, so that means shipping to Australia. And if you guys didn't know, I was only shipping to Australia. It's like basically like an Aussie only sort of drop shipping store. That's my whole goal with this. I'm not selling to anyone overseas. I wanted to try to sell to just people in Australia. So that's why I'm doing that. But I realized that the international shipping, which meant shipping to Australia, was extended to 25 to 35 days. And I thought, okay, I wasn't aware of this. I was like, shit, okay. I had to change it on my site because I wanted to make sure that I was still, being transparent with my customers. So I'm going to change that, and we're going to see how this is going to affect, my future orders. We'll see if that, is of disinterest of the customers, and we'll see if they still make orders. I'll say I'll still get orders on it. I'm going to see if it drops the orders, at all, because there's a jump from 6 to 17 days to 25 to 35 days. That's sort of making it jump. Now, the second issue is, okay, I may have some customers contact me, on the store email about their orders, because at first I initially thought it was 6 to 17 days. When the customer doesn't get it within 17 days, they'll probably message me. I'll say, okay, where's my order? What's going on? And I'll explain to them the issue. It won't be all the orders, but I'm guessing there's going to be some people who are worried about their orders, so which is fine. It's understandable, and it was my bad for not checking first. But that's some of the road bumps I've run into so far. And apart from that, it hasn't been too bad. Like, I haven't had any issues with importing yet. In saying that, it's only been almost 2 weeks now. So if there are any issues with importing, and there are any issues with the customers receiving their items or whatnot, or I've had some people say that their items have been sent back, I'll let you guys know. But the reason I'm not using AliExpress, and you probably saw it on the screenshot that I posted here again, AliExpress has actually had to extend their times, because usually e-packet shipping is anywhere, up to like 20 days, which is quite good for Australia. Now they've had to push it to, it's like something like over 35 or over 40 days, which is insane. So AliExpress, they are not very transparent with their customers. That is what Zendrop has said, and I agree with that, because they're not too transparent, and it can be hard to get information out of them. At least with Zendrop, there's help there. If you need it, you can contact them if you need anything, and I find it a lot more of a reliable source for dropshippers anyway. So if you are interested in dropshipping, you want to start your dropshipping store, even if you're selling to people in the US or in Europe, wherever, or you want to do what I'm doing and start just selling just to Aussies. Get in and get started and import your products. It's all free. You can have a free account with Zendrop. I'm going to be upping my account because I think there's a limit to the amount of orders. I'm almost hitting my order limit for the month, so I need to up it. And I also want to do stuff like branded invoicing, which they do as well, which you can actually put your store name on the invoice. So once your order is received by your customer, it actually has your store name on it. And then you can also get someone to automatically fulfill your orders, which I'll probably do later on down the road as well. So that's why I'm not using AliExpress, for the reasons being that, yes, they not only do they take longer than Zendrop to ship out their orders, but they're not as transparent. And you will run into orders with AliExpress because I have done so myself. That's why I initially switched to Zendrop. And not only that, this problem with COVID-19, it will slowly start to die down. And Zendrop have said this as well, and they said that the shipping times will only start getting shorter and shorter. They're not going to be getting any longer. This is basically the peak of how long they're going to take. So I would say if you're wanting to start drop shipping, especially here in Australia, shipping to Aussie customers, then just be upfront. I've changed everything on my site to reflect that. I've said, okay, look, our general shipping times are 6 to 17 days, but due to COVID-19, they've had to extend to 25 to 35 days. Now, generally, people they accept this. That's fine. They might get some customers that turn away, say, okay, look, I don't want to deal with this. I'll try and get something from somewhere else, and that's fine. They might be able to get a similar product from somewhere else, which is totally fine. A lot of people might think, okay, that's not too bad. We might be in this quarantine thing for 6 months. You never know. So that's why some customers might not care about it. But just be upfront with your customers. You can't lie to them and say, okay, if I was to look at that and say, and look and see that it would take 25 to 35 days and say, oh, it's fine. The customers, it won't worry the customers. I'll just tell them when it comes to it, and just keep on my site that it's 6 to 17 days. That would be very unethical to do, at least in my opinion anyway. So I just personally am upfront with my customers. If they don't like it, that's completely fine. But you will notice that there are a lot of people out there who are okay with it. As long as you're upfront with them, especially Aussies, they have that mentality. And I think it's the right thing to do anyway. As long as you're upfront with them, then that is completely fine. So that's what I've had so far in terms of my dropshipping experience during this quarantine stuff. I hope this stuff helped you guys anyway. So in my words of advice from what I've had in my experience so far, I would try Zendrop, and you can try shipping, try ship maybe home workout stuff, try sell home workout stuff, and definitely see how you go. Just keep in mind that the shipping times are extended, but it's definitely viable. Now getting to the point where it's profitable now, and like I said today, it's almost, well, now we're getting more orders, probably be about $100 in profit already. I'm maybe thinking of killing this first product that I had in this quarantine phase stuff, but we'll see how we go. I might even launch another home fitness product and see how that goes. But I'm just taking it as it comes. If it gets to the point where any of these products are not profitable anymore, and I've tried everything I can with the ads, then I'll kill it and I'll try something else. That's the good part about dropshipping as well. But look, guys, it's a great way to make a bit of extra money, especially if you don't have a job at the moment, or you're getting less hours, or whatever it may be. Definitely suggest dropshipping. But I'll keep you guys up to date on this, and if I have any more roadblocks or anything, I'll keep you guys up to date in this series. And yeah, that's all I want to do, guys, is just teach you guys how it can be done. And like I said, later on I will show you guys a lot more about the ad sets and the product itself, and what I've done and what I did to get around these roadblocks, and just a whole bunch of different stuff. I'll be as transparent as I can with all this stuff, because I just want to show you guys what can be done, and I like experiencing it, showing you guys along the way as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about my product or about my dropshipping experience so far, or what you want to see, let me know. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day or night wherever you're watching. I'll see you guys very soon.